The choice is made possible with the generous support of business partners like Area 22 Guitars. Area 22 Guitars is Western North Carolina's only boutique guitar shop. Whether it's an American-made all-tube hand-wired amp like Matchless, Divided by 13, Carr, or Fargen, or a U.S.-built custom luthier electric guitar brand like Anderson, PWE, Zion, Rowan, or Gatto, Area 22 Guitars specializes in the unique needs of the discerning musician. They carry a full line of boutique effect pedals like Keeley, Exotic, Rockbox, Menatone, and Wampler. And their acoustic guitars include Breedlove, Larrivee, Eastman, Bedell, and Crafter. Area 22 Guitars, not your average guitar shop. For more information, go to area22guitars.com or call them at 828-884-2222. That's 828-884-2222.
95.7 The Choice would like to thank Dry Pros for their generous support. Dry Pros has 27 years of experience in the cleaning, restoration, mold remediation, and waterproofing of homes and businesses just like yours. Whether it's a routine cleaning or restoration from flood damage or mold, the team at Dry Pros has the experience to get it done right the first time. Cleaning all types of floors, windows, fine area rugs, and upholstery, they cover it all. For more information, their number is 828-277-9511. That's 828-277-9511, or visit them on the web at www.drypros.com. That's www.drypros.com.
This is Brent Robert, and we're talking turkeys, and you're on this is the God's Great Land of the Wild radio show. Man, we're going to have a bunch of fun today. Again, over the next hour, you're going to have myself and Samuel Lee for your outdoor hosts, and we're live from Outdoor Central Studio in downtown Asheville, where all the nuts hang out. And
at least one nut, yeah. I know that.
Squirrel season's over. Yeah, we're here at the Radio Cafe on Patton Avenue, and Facebook.com, God's Great Land of the Wild, is where I will post up all the links. We've got a great guest with us here today. I'm going to introduce you to him more here coming up just shortly in a couple minutes. Man. And we got a bunch of stuff to post up for you for turkey season, right? Sticking with what we're doing in the month of March, turkey, and then trout fishing in the month of April. Yeah. You know, I mean, a guy could keep himself busy if he had enough time fishing and hunting, couldn't he?
Hey, we've been looking forward to this for, what, 2 months at least.
I hear you. You know, my favorite part is I run out of hawking season because I went to my brother's over in Georgia because their squirrel season stays open to the 15th of this month. Their turkey season opens up. So I hunted cat over there for the last 2 times. And
you hunted cat?
Yeah. Yeah, cat, my red-tailed hawk.
Oh.
And
I started saying there's not a season on cat. We don't hunt cats now.
Cat may hunt cats, but she killed 3 squirrels and 2 field mice, and in 3 days we had a ball. Yeah, so anyway, I've got all her hunting gear stripped off for her squirrel chaps and her, she had a backpack on, or a harness for a backpack that you don't even know because it kind of slides up underneath her feathers. Took all that off her and are just fattening her up now, getting ready to turn her loose, come up here in April. Matter of fact, I might talk to Randy about where to release her at one of them farms over there so I can come back and trap me another one for next year.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, she's a hawking machine, man. It was incredible to watch this hawk. You go out, and it's like if they run, they die. Squirrels, I'm talking about.
She's a big hawk, too.
She is. She is. We had a great time. My brother was with me, so that's always good, too, and just to close down the year. But anyway, very soon we'll be in the woods and we'll be hearing the gobble sound. Yeah, very soon, and it'll be time to match wits with that great big old boss gobbler. You know, of course, matching wits might be a little tough.
Yeah, you got to have some wits to match wits.
Yeah, we come out on the losing end quite a bit.
Always, yeah.
You know, so every once in a while you get the full one, but they are tough. And the deeper it gets in the season, the tougher they get.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, and like we said, in April we'll be going on with some trout fishing. I'll probably be doing, if all you have a good idea for some trout fishing outside of fly fishing, I'm open to it, but I'm a fly fisherman. So most of my guests I'm going to bring in are going to be fly fishing related. You know, Trout Unlimited, we'll probably have them on with us and stuff too. That won't be, but most of the other stuff will. So if you're a fly fisherman or want to become a fly fisherman or have an interest in fly fishing, month of April will be the time to be listening to the show, that's for sure. And hey, if you haven't liked us on our Facebook fan page, you need to do that too. Facebook.com, God's Great Land of the Wild. You need to, because the drawing for this month is a custom, handmade chestnut box call. And it sounds real good. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll be picking it up 2 weeks from now when I go up to Indiana from our buddy Don Morris up there, but he's played it for me on the phone. Oh, my Lord. I'm hoping he's got an extra one.
You gonna bring it back to me? You gonna bring it back for me?
I knew that was coming.
It is my birthday, you know, coming up.
And maybe we'll get 2. And anyway, the drawing will be just in time for turkey season for that chestnut call. Don got a bunch of old barn wood given to him that he's been making these calls out of. But in order to be able to win, you have to be a fan of the Facebook page. Not a fan of the post, but a fan of the Facebook page. Once you're in fandom line with God's Great Land of the Wild, you are eligibly drawed from here for forever. So if you haven't clicked the big like button on the upper right-hand side, you need to do so to become a fan, and you'll be registered. And you won't want to miss that a chance at this call, and I'm just saying, I'm promising you won't want to miss it. On Saturday, we're going to be up at First Baptist Church
In Hendersonville.
Yep, their wild game banquet. We'll be speaking. There might even be a turkey call heard there.
I guarantee you there will be.
Yeah, there'll probably be a couple of them heard, won't there?
There might even be a turkey there.
Probably 2. But and we'll probably do some coyote calls and some deer calls and some duck calls and all that sort of stuff that we like to do. And you can get, again, more information. And actually, this month we have 3 events.
Yeah.
We have one there, one out in Weaverville, and then one in Indiana. You know, so we're
Woodland
busy.
Hills.
Woodland Hills.
On the 23rd.
Correct. And again, if you go onto the Facebook side, there's an events button on that middle row. If you click that events button, all the addresses and phone numbers are all listed out right there, so you can get all that information if you want to attend. It's right there on the Facebook site, facebook.com, God's Great Land of the Wild, okay? And then on our Outdoor Life segment, Sam's going to be talking about Beyond Our Control. And earlier we were talking about how the diaphragm mouth calls, for those of you that are watching on a webcam, right, that you can stick in your mouth. When you put those in your mouth, there's a gag reflex that comes with it. Typically, if you've not done one before, that takes you about 2 to 3 weeks to get over, right? So we were talking about that. So beyond our control, that is a reflex that is beyond our control, the gag reflex. And you're actually going to be talking about
it.
Imagine that. Man, that just kind of goes right together. In the Outdoor Life segment, Sam's going to be talking about Beyond Control. Then our guest today is Randy Edmunson. And Randy is with the National Wild Turkey Federation, the French Broad Chapter, located right here locally in Western North Carolina. Okay, and he's a farmer locally right here. So he's got a lot of input about turkeys and about turkey hunting. And he's going to be talking to us about the National Wild Turkey Federation, the NWTF, their conservation efforts, both statewide and a lot of what the French Broad Chapter is doing. Okay, and he's going to be talking to us about their banquet coming up, which you and I would be there if we didn't have a previous speaking engagement.
Yes, we would. They have a great banquet. It's a lot of activities, a lot of prizes, a lot of just you're hanging around a bunch of men and women that love the outdoors, just like us. So that's what it's all about.
You know, we're going to talk more about this. It's a good place to go if you want to invest dollars back into habitat and turkeys and the reputation that hunters have for being a giving group.
Right.
You know, that's a perfect place to go. But we're going to have more information for you that as we go along, we get to talking to Randy. But first, we're going to take a partner break, and then we'll be right back with Randy Edmunson, and we'll be talking more turkey. And for more information on today's show, you can go to facebook.com, God's great land of the wild, and we'll see you right after these messages.
Supporting the local community. WGNW 95.7, The Choice.
95.7 The Choice would like to thank Dry Pros for their generous support. Dry Pros has 27 years of experience in the cleaning, restoration, mold remediation, and waterproofing of homes and businesses just like yours. Whether it's a routine cleaning or restoration from flood damage or mold, the team at Dry Pros has the experience to get it done right the first time. Cleaning all types of floors, windows, fine area rugs, and upholstery, they cover it all. For more information, their number is 828-277-9511. That's 828-277-9511, or visit them on the web at www.drypros.com. That's www.drypros.com.
Programming at 95.7 The Choice is made possible with the generous support of business partners like Area 22 Guitars. Area 22 Guitars is Western North Carolina's only boutique guitar shop. Whether it's an American-made all-tube hand-wired amp like Matchless, Divided by 13, Carr, or Fargen, or a U.S.-built custom luthier electric guitar brand like Anderson, PWE, Zion, Rowan, or Gatto, Area 22 Guitars specializes in the unique needs of the discerning musician. They carry a full line of boutique effect pedals like Keeley, Exotic, Rockbox, Menatone, and Wampler. And their acoustic guitars include Breedlove, Larrivee, Eastman, Bedell, and Crafter. Area 22 Guitars, not your average guitar shop. For more information, go to area22guitars.com or call them at 828-884-2222. That's 828-884-2222.
.7 The Choice would like to express our thanks to our business supporters like Ichiban School of Self-Defense. Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts provides a safe, family-oriented environment for people of all ages and skill levels to be able to train and prosper, both mentally and physically. Whether your interests are physical fitness, self-defense, competition, or just a healthy outlet for stress release, Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts will provide the tools to reach your goal. Their programs provide a well-rounded, athletic approach to martial arts in a safe, fun, family environment. For more information, go to ichibanmma.com. That's ichibanmma.com, or call them at 828-423-0662. That's 828-423-0662.
All right, welcome back to the the God's Great Land of the Wild. I'm going to get that confused, Randy. We used to be called my name, Brent Robert Outdoor Show. Now it's God's Great Land of the Wild. We've been doing it this way for the last 3 weeks, and I still ain't got it right.
I don't have a problem. I never confuse Brent Robert with God.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. Or God's Great Land or anything.
Just saying. On 95.7 The Choice. And I'm here with my co-host, Sam. We're in the Radio Cafe studio in downtown Asheville. Woo, I'm getting them all switched up today. And Randy Edmunson is our guest. And Randy's also a farmer, a produce farmer. And like every farmer I know, he's extremely busy. So we appreciate the time that he's taken to be here with us. And he's also very involved in the National Wild Turkey Federation with the French Broad Chapter right here in Western North Carolina. Randy, welcome to God's Great Land of the Wild radio show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And it's good to have you. We've been having quite this conversation since you got here about everything turkey and beyond, huh?
Oh, we have. We've hunted everything right here in about the past hour.
We have.
Started.
We haven't got anything yet, though, have we?
No, but I do have a question that we hadn't talked about. When are we going to start transplanting turkeys in downtown Asheville?
Well, they're pretty close now. I noticed coming in.
There's a lot of them down
right there. Before you get to the Bavard Road exit, there's a new church on the left in the ball field. I was over this way last week, and there was about 18, 20 turkeys behind that ball field between there and the interstate. And there was 3 in there this afternoon when I came in.
It's kind of amazing how they have, I think, well, I read this off the NWTF website. Since 1990, the turkey population has doubled in North Carolina, I believe.
Yep.
Right?
That's correct.
I can't remember if I read it on the national site. I think I read it on the North Carolina site.
Right.
But the turkeys in North Carolina since 1990 have doubled.
Wow.
Yeah. That's incredible, isn't
When
it?
I was growing up as a kid,
You wouldn't see
a
any.
wild turkey was something you saw in the magazine.
Yeah.
There wasn't, the first one I ever saw was, I guess I was probably about 14, 15 years old. My
Right.
dad and I were hunting on funnel top and jumped one that flew across the ridge and flew all the way to the mountain on the other side. And it's just a beautiful sight. And that's real memorable to me.
Yeah. I remember that too. I remember turkey hunting. Well, you talked deer hunting, but you really didn't talk turkey hunting. I mean,
No, it's
As a foreign subject, I mean, when I was growing up, there were no turkeys. The first turkeys I saw was probably when I was like 17 or 18 in Harmon Den. I was back in there deer hunting, and there's a bunch of them flew up in the tree and started putting around me, and I was wondering, what in the world is that? And
So
they flew
look,
across
look,
me. Yeah,
look.
yeah.
yeah. Well, and I know the Biltmore Estate for years and years they've quit they used to trap turkeys and move them around, but I know that was a big area where they were trapping turkeys and moving them all across
Yep.
the state.
They've done that in several parts of western North Carolina where they had large flocks and just reduced the flock there and moved part of it to other areas that didn't have flock.
Yeah, and I know when you and I were out in the eastern state with Mike, they hadn't. This is going back several years ago, and we were making the Gospel on Boss Gobblers DVD. They hadn't had turkeys transplanted there all that year when we shot that big gobbler out there
no.
on video.
It was with Conman,
Yeah, with Mike Comment. Yeah.
Mike Knowles. That's who it is.
Mike Knowles
Yeah.
with Comman's Outfitting. Yep.
Yeah.
But hey, before we get too much deeper into a lot of the turkey hunting stuff and a lot of stuff about the National Wild Turkey Federation and what they've got going here in Western North Carolina, I want to get Randy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a native of Henderson County, native of Western North Carolina. Lived in the mountains all my life and spent 19 years working for Henderson County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
And I farmed then too, and then left the Sheriff's Department where we started farming a lot more and opened a produce market and bakery in Horseshoe, North Carolina.
Okay.
And just decided it was time to leave the Sheriff's Department and put all my time into the farm
Right.
instead of trying to wear so many different hats.
I hear that. So, how did your interest in turkey hunting originate? I know we all talked about not seeing a lot of turkeys all up until,
25, 30
Yeah.
years at the most.
But how did you get interested in hunting turkeys?
Well, like I said earlier, my father and I used to every deer season we hunted the Yellow Gap area of Pisgah National Forest, and that was where I saw my first turkey in the
Right.
wild. And it was I don't know that it was as much about hunting as it was just the beauty of the wild turkey. And then it was probably in the early to mid 80s before there was a huntable population, in the area,
Right.
and got into it a little bit in high school. And I guess probably really got into it, and I was in my early 30s, and was sitting in the woods and calling a turkey and had one come right up in my face and started strutting, and then he started spitting and drumming. And everyone you hunt won't do that for you, but if you ever have that one that drums, I mean the ground vibrates, and that was that. After that, deer season was just something to get me through till next turkey season.
Not all of our listeners are probably turkey hunters, and they're probably sitting here listening, thinking, "What in the world is he talking about? A turkey coming in, spitting and drumming, and making all these sounds?" Tell us exactly what that is.
Well, as you make the call to the turkey, you're basically playing their mating ritual. You're playing the part as a hen turkey, and you're calling to this male turkey, and you're clucking and purring to him, and he's coming in, and he blows up and ruffles up all his feathers, and he changed the color of his head from bright red to
Isn't that
blue
amazing how fast they can do
white.
that?
And he just blows up like a beach ball and start strutting around, and then he'll make a noise that is referred to as a spit in a drum, and it's basically a like that, and it just, it vibrates the woods. It's just really something.
It really is. When they're that close,
Yeah.
you know it too. Because they got to be close for them before you hear that.
Yes.
But they do get you kind of pumped. All right. Well, let me ask you this then. Tell us how you got involved with the National Wild Turkey Federation, and specifically the French Broad chapter.
Well, I had been to several banquets that the Pisgah chapter had, and then heard through some friends of mine that a couple guys in Henderson County were trying to put together a chapter, and so I got up with them and said I'd be interested in joining up and helping them sell some tickets. It was close to home right there in Henderson County, so
Right.
didn't have far to go. And their first year, they didn't have enough people show up to even raise any funds. They were pulling people off the street to make bids on their auction. And I just offered to help them sell a few tickets, and ended up selling about 180 tickets. And we packed the place out. And
they put you in charge.
You became a hero, didn't you?
yeah, I became the treasurer.
Yeah.
And then I said, guys, if I do this again, we're going to have to get a bigger place. And we moved into another location to have our banquet. And we've just had a good following, and we've put on a good banquet, and it's just a big time. Everybody likes to come and have fun. We have a lot of nice items on the artwork and stuff on our live auction. We have a silent auction, and we usually have we started out with, I think the first year or the second year, I think there was 4 guns involved at our auction.
Right.
And that's what I heard from everybody. We need more guns. Man, I'd come if you had more guns. Now we have, we put on a good enough banquet that they allow us to have 18 guns.
Wow. Jeez, oh Pete.
So we'll have drawings and raffles. You'll buy raffle tickets or buy a playing card, and then we'll draw out of the playing card, and you may be a lucky winner and go home with a gun.
Yeah, that's 18 guns. That's
Out of how many people? How many tickets you have?
Roughly 230 to 250. We can seat where we're at now. We can seat 280. My pre-sale tickets are down a little bit this year, but I've talked to a lot of people this week that say, hey, we're going to be there.
So 18 opportunities for a gun out of 270 people. That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Well, so what then, you're pretty much the chairman for this area for the banquet. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and we're going to go into depth some more on the National Wild Turkey Federation and the banquet and those types of things. You're listening to God's Great Land of the Wild on 95.7 The Choice, and we'll be right back talking some more turkey with Randy Edmunson. Again, on the next segment, we're going to be talking about what's going on at the French Broad chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation. Man, I feel like I've taken something that I can't get my words out tonight. Maybe it was a box of cotton. We'll see you right after these messages.
The local community. WGNW 95.7 The Choice.
95.7 The Choice would like to thank Dry Pros for their generous support. Dry Pros has 27 years of experience in the cleaning, restoration, mold remediation, and waterproofing of homes and businesses just like yours. Whether it's a routine cleaning or restoration from flood damage or mold, the team at Dry Pros has the experience to get it done right the first time. Cleaning all types of floors, windows, fine area rugs, and upholstery, they cover it all. For more information, their number is 828 828-277-9511. That's 828-277-9511, or visit them on the web at www.drypros.com. That's www.drypros.com.
Programming at 95.7 The Choice is made possible with the generous support of business partners like Area 22 Guitars. Area 22 Guitars is Western North Carolina's only boutique guitar shop. Whether it's an American-made all-tube hand-wired amp like Matchless, Divided by 13, Carr, or Fargen, or a U.S.-built custom luthier electric guitar brand like Anderson, PWE, Zion, Rowan, or Gatto, Area 22 Guitars specializes in the unique needs of the discerning musician. They carry a full line of boutique effect pedals like Keeley, Exotic, Rockbox, Menatone, and Wampler. And their acoustic guitars include Breedlove, Larrivee, Eastman, Bedell, and Crafter. Area 22 Guitars, not your average guitar shop. For more information, go to area22guitars.com or call them at 828-884-2222. That's 828-884-2222.
.7 The Choice would like to express our thanks to our business supporters like Ichiban School of Self-Defense. Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts provides a safe, family-oriented environment for people of all ages and skill levels to be able to train and prosper, both mentally and physically. Whether your interests are physical fitness, self-defense, competition, or just a healthy outlet for stress release, Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts will provide the tools to reach your goal. Their programs provide a well-rounded athletic approach to martial arts in a safe, fun, family environment. For more information, go to ichibanmma.com. That's ichibanmma.com, or call them at 828-423-0662. That's 828-423-0662.
All right, we're back, and you're listening to the God's Great Land of the Wild radio show, and we're talking with Randy Edmunson about the French Broad chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation. You can find out more by going to facebook.com, God's Great Land of the Wild, and I've got a whole bunch of links up there, including his email address, his phone number, and I know he's busy during the day, so if you get his answering machine, you'll need to leave him a message, or probably better yet, send him an email. Okay, about this week's upcoming banquet. So, Randy, tell us about the banquet's coming up this Saturday, correct?
It'll be Saturday night. Doors will open at 5:30, and we'll start serving supper around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
And where is it located at?
It'll be at the Boone Building at Western Carolina Ag Center, which is the large cabin with the red roof off of 280 there.
Okay, and that's a cool building inside and out.
Oh, it is. It's a real rustic building, nice building.
So it's hard to miss, but if they need more instructions on that, they can call you. You know, if they want to help out, you could use some last-minute help, could you not?
Oh, always use help. Always looking for new help. And if you do plan on coming, please contact me before then, so it's easier to plan the meals and know how much food to fix.
Right.
And have there for everybody.
So, if you've never been, you know, and you're wanting to get into turkey hunting, great place to go, because you'll probably have all sorts of vendors there, don't you?
Well, at the banquet, we really don't have that many vendors. It's not like going to National. Or anything, not like going to one of their banquets. There's not really that many vendors. There's a lot of other turkey hunters there, and there's a lot of people that don't hunt.
Right.
That come just because they enjoy the camaraderie of what's going on. We have a great auction, a lot of nice artwork that's only available, you know, collectible items that are only available through NWTF.
Right.
And this is our 40th anniversary. So anything you get there will also have the NWTF 40th anniversary.
Okay.
You'll be getting the 40th anniversary edition, and any art collectors, that's a big plus.
Deal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we've talked about the banquet a lot. I would encourage people to end up going to that, getting in contact. But your guys' big thrust is not so much to have banquets just to have banquets. It's not so much as a meeting place for turkey hunters, although it supports both of those functions. What's your main thrust with the National Wild Turkey Federation?
It's a conservation effort for the wild turkey, and not just for the wild turkey, for all other wildlife species, whether it's game wildlife or songbirds.
So, and here's where I am so proud of those of us that hunt and fish, and the Pittman-Robertson tax that we pay into that goes into game lands and national forests and all sorts of wildlife programs that are not huntable animals, flying squirrels. I know because my son's is a student up at Haywood, so I know the types of things they're doing that go beyond just deer and turkey and rabbits and squirrels and grouse and those types of things, about the non-game animals that our funding goes into, which I think is great, because it don't operate if half the animals that are in it are missing. You know what I mean? So,
Is he in their wildlife program there?
yes, he is.
They've got an excellent program. My
Yeah.
son graduates there this year.
Oh, is that right? Well, mine
Yeah.
does. Mine does too. Matter of fact, he's getting ready to go out to New Mexico to do part of the bird counts out there at a wildlife sanctuary that's out there, National Wildlife Refuge that's out
That'd
there.
be fun.
Yeah, he's excited about it. So, seeing as we're on that little bend right now, then I know everybody thinks turkeys, but what they don't realize is the restoration that's going on for like the gold wing warbler restoration. Explain that a little bit.
That's correct. Gold-winged warbler is a small songbird that is native here in the mountains of western North Carolina, but because of the continuation of human population and growth, their home area is being depleted.
Right.
And what our biologists have found is that the same habitat that is being developed for the wild turkey is a perfect habitat for the gold-winged warbler. So there's been more effort through NWTF into preserving habitat and making new habitat for other species that are having trouble on their own, other than the wild turkey.
So part of the funds that you end up raising at your banquet here in North Carolina, stay here in North Carolina and go into, maybe they've taken a little portion of that money and they've targeted the gold wing warbler restoration, and whatever they do for the gold wing will benefit the turkey and vice versa.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yet, all of the banquets, no matter what state it's in, but all the NWTF banquets, the funds that are raised at the banquet is how the NWTF operates on the national level. Their funding for operating on the national or on any level with the NWTF comes through the individual chapter banquets. That's where their largest funding comes. Their support for the NWTF is all from volunteers with all these chapters nationwide.
Right.
And it's broken down. A percentage of it goes to national, but a large percentage of it goes back into the state that you're running your chapter from.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time, because get your numbers out, because you were showing them to me earlier, okay? And this is why I say again why I'm so proud of those of us that hunt and fish and put our money where our mouth is, that end up attending a banquet like this because you can buy some neat stuff, or you might win a gun or something like that, but you're spending your hard-earned money in a place that ends up benefiting the turkey, the gold wing wobbler, you know, and those types of things. How much? What you were giving me some numbers earlier. Share them with us.
The numbers I have right now that are they're a few years old. In 2010, in North Carolina,
Right.
NWTF had raised and spent $2,672,862 in North Carolina.
So up until this point in time, and that money comes from the banquets from North Carolina.
That's correct.
So add the extra 2 years on, getting ready to be three. We're probably close to $3 million. Wouldn't
That's
you say?
correct.
Man, that is something for outdoorsmen to be proud of. That is something for outdoorsmen to stand up and pat themselves on the back. Being led by outdoorsmen, national headquarters is over in South Carolina, but we all enjoy the same common thing, is we're all turkey hunters, like to turkey hunt. Even if you're not a turkey hunter, you don't turkey hunt, you like to go to the banquet, you might enjoy deer hunting, you might enjoy trout fishing, but clean woods is clean woods.
Well, yes, sir, that's correct. And one of the things that's going on in North Carolina right now, a big part of it is this conservation effort won't be just for turkey hunting. I mean, in Caldwell County, the Mulberry Globe area, there's a stewardship project with Grandfather Ranger District out of Pisgah National Forest. There's $74,611 in matching funds with NWTF, the Forest Service, and Forest Service partners to restore water quality in streams around Boone Fort Campground. And
So who's going to turkey hunters benefit, obviously, but trout fishermen's going to benefit.
trout fishermen will benefit.
Hellbenders will benefit. I know that because Trevor, my boy's done hellbender studies on, you know, they're a little lizard that crawls around in the creek.
Yeah,
He
that's-
might correct me and call
That's
him
not the
something else.
that's not the people that are using the campground. That's a little creature that lives in the creek. They do get pretty big.
It was
That was good, man. That was good. Yeah, no, they're a little salamander lizard. Yeah, that was really good, Randy.
But
I
mean, it's going to benefit anybody that just wants to take a walk in the woods or go out for a weekend of camping. It's, you know, what the sportsman's efforts are doing is for everybody.
Yeah, and it goes beyond that. And I know we've talked about this on the show a lot before about the Pittman-Robertson Act and the taxes that's collected in addition to sales tax that goes into places like national forests, state parks, you know, places like Bent Creek, recreational area, and all. You know, if you ride a bike or jog the trails over there, you need to pat a hunter and a fisherman on the back. You really do, because by their tax dollars, they have supported a vast majority of that. Mm-hmm. And it goes on to say with places like National Wild Turkey Federation. So in addition to those monies, we then take our money, whether we have a choice to end up spending. And outdoorsmen, by the way, asked for that Pittman-Robertson tax back in the day. But then we have a choice where to spend our money, and we go to National Wild Turkey Federation and the banquet right here, and you can, in the French Broad chapter, and spend more money there that goes back into.
Yeah.
And that the Pittman-Roberts Act, for those that don't know what that is and aren't hunters and sportsmen, that is a added tax that is on every piece of hunting-related equipment that we purchase.
So the turkey
added
cost,
tax that goes back to the conservation and national.
Yeah, so it's on guns and ammunition, rods and reels, on those turkey calls that I just bought at Bass Pro Shops this past week. And I mean, you know, that all goes back into doing what we love to do. And again, bike riders and runners need to be patting hunters on the back and say, you boys go, you know. But we like it that way. You and I were talking. We like the fact that we can stand up and say we are part of a solution for an overcrowded, and you know, we were green before green was even a word in the green industry, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. A lot of them like to stand up and say they're green, but they don't even know what the word means until you have hunter on the end of your name, until you have fisherman in your blood. I'm just saying. That's how I feel about it. Shut up, Sam.
Nothing against them. I like riding a bicycle too. It's been a while since I rode one, but
That's why Sam-
That's why he keeps giving me the evil eye.
That's why Sam was eyeballing me.
Because I like to ride bikes. I live right in the Bent Creek area. I do a lot of mountain bike riding. I like to hike and do all that too. Now Brent, he won't get in the woods unless he's got his hawk or his gun on his arm.
That's not true. I run out at Bank Creek. I do.
Oh, come on.
I do. I run.
You run. What do you run?
I jog.
Oh.
I do.
How far do you jog?
About 4 miles each time I go out there.
With your bird?
No, with my wife, and I run around circles around her as she walks. But anyway, listen, we're talking with Randy Edmunson about the National Wild Turkey Federation and their extreme conservation effort and dedication to the conservation of the wild turkey and the preservation of our hunting heritage. And we'll be right back with more real God's Great Land of the Wild radio show. See you after these messages.
Supporting the local community. WGNW 95.7, The Choice.
95.7 The Choice would like to thank Dry Pros for their generous support. Dry Pros has 27 years of experience in the cleaning, restoration, mold remediation, and waterproofing of homes and businesses just like yours. Whether it's a routine cleaning or restoration from flood damage or mold, the team at Dry Pros has the experience to get it done right the first time. Cleaning all types of floors, windows, fine area rugs, and upholstery, they cover it all. For more information, their number is 828-277-9511. That's 828-277-9511, or visit them on the web at www.drypros.com. That's www.drypros.com.
Programming at 95.7 The Choice is made possible with the generous support of business partners like Area 22 Guitars. Area 22 Guitars is Western North Carolina's only boutique guitar shop. Whether it's an American-made all-tube hand-wired amp like Matchless, Divided by 13, Carr, or Fargen, or a U.S.-built custom luthier electric guitar brand like Anderson, PWE, Zion, Rowan, or Gatto, Area 22 Guitars specializes in the unique needs of the discerning musician. They carry a full line of boutique effect pedals like Keeley, Exotic, Rockbox, Menatone, and Wampler. And their acoustic guitars include Breedlove, Larrivee, Eastman, Bedell, and Crafter. Area 22 Guitars, not your average guitar shop. For more information, go to area22guitars.com or call them at 828-884-2222. That's 828-884-2222.
.7 The Choice would like to express our thanks to our business supporters like Ichiban School of Self-Defense. Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts provides a safe, family-oriented environment for people of all ages and skill levels to be able to train and prosper, both mentally and physically. Whether your interests are physical fitness, self-defense, competition, or just a healthy outlet for stress release, Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts will provide the tools to reach your goal. Their programs provide a well-rounded athletic approach to martial arts in a safe, fun, family environment. For more information, go to ichibanmma.com. That's ichibanmma.com, or call them at 828-423-0662. That's 828-423-0662.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to God's Great Land of the Wild radio show, and we're talking with Randy Edmunson about the French Broad chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation. Been having some great conversations about, just being a turkey hunter and, being a supporter of conservation efforts and being a supporter of the National Wild Turkey Federation and what he's a part of here at the local effort. Man, I would encourage you that if you're wanting to get involved in a conservation effort, that Randy would be a guy to touch base with. And all his information is up on Facebook.com, God's Great Land of the Wild. You can get into email addresses, website addresses for the national, for the state, and also for the state's Facebook site are all up there along with his phone number and his email address. Okay, but I'm going to jump right back in because we're running short on time again. And Randy, I'm going to ask you this first. Who had the most influence in your life? I always ask this question. Everybody comes.
My father.
Is that right?
My father always spent time with me in the outdoors, and grew up hunting and fishing and hiking in the woods. And my father was a Boy Scout leader long before I was old enough to be in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
But I would go with them, and I probably wasn't 3, 4 years old, but if I couldn't haul it on my own, they'd pick me up and carry me. I've always been in the outdoors and just have a love for the great outdoors, for God's great outdoors.
Yeah. I think that's a string through everybody. I'd say 99% of the people that we talk to is parent-driven, one way or the other. This is another great place. If you're a single mom, you got a kid that's interested in the outdoors, what a great place to end up bringing around a bunch of turkey hunters. Because what I found is we're more than willing to share what we know.
Yeah.
Well, that's great love I have more than hunting myself is, I know where my father came from, taking me all the time. My son raised my son the same way, and he's graduating this year with a 2-year degree in wildlife biology and going to transfer on to Mississippi State. Says he's looking for a doctorate in it.
Yeah.
I told him I'd help him the first 4 years. He's on his own.
Yeah, that's what my daddy used to tell me, yo-yo. You know what that means? You're on your own.
But, no, if I enjoy taking anybody's kid to the woods with me and showing them, whether it's hunting or just showing them what conservation's about and what wildlife's about.
Yeah.
That's I'd rather call a big gobbler up for a 12-year-old to shoot than I had for myself.
I get more thrill out of that.
I do too. It's a real thrill.
I know there are a couple of years between Sam and I. We didn't carry a gun a lot of times. We had people out with us.
Yeah.
Last year I called a gobbler in for a fellow that was his first gobbler that he shot. I mean, and one of my most exciting turkey hunts was with my son and calling in a big old gobbler, a big old long beard into him. Man, you want to talk about turkey fever. I hadn't had it in years, and all of a sudden you take a youngster out and you're more excited for them about it. When that bird comes up hammering on in, and he's like you said, he's spitting and drumming and gobbling. My gosh, that'll give a man close to a heart attack. But let me ask you this, before we move into our last segment, Randy. Do you have advice for our listeners who may want to become involved with the French Broad Chapter of National Wild Turkey Federation?
It's just give me a call and come to the banquet. And call ahead, before you come to the banquet. But I'll be glad to talk with you, and if there's another chapter that may be closer to your area, I'll be glad to help point you in the direction, because there's a whole lot of chapters located all over North Carolina, all over South Carolina, any other state too, for that matter.
Let me ask you this: with some of the with some of the conservation efforts, is some of it hands-on, where you guys get involved with hands-on stuff?
A lot of it's hands-on. We've not been fortunate enough to have that with our chapter. We're a fairly young chapter. I say fairly young. We're 8 years into this. This is our 8th banquet.
Right.
But we're still fairly young to a lot of the other chapters, and having enough people to be able to put that effort together has been my downfall. Like I spoke to you earlier, when I farm, after we have this banquet, I'm pretty much, except for a day or two, I can sneak out to turkey hunt.
Right.
I'll be until frost. I won't be thinking about nothing but my own conservation efforts and trying to get a little bit back to make it through the year.
I hear you. Well, Randy, thanks for coming. And I know Sam and I and our listeners really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy farming schedule, especially the time of year it's coming up to share with us about the National Wild Turkey Federation, about what's going on in North Carolina, what's happening right here at home in the turkey world, right here with the French Broad Chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation. Again, we have tons of of links, and I'll be putting more information up there as we go too. If you're looking to get started or want to get involved in turkey hunting, a great place to start is in the National Wild Turkey Federation. If you want to get involved in hands-on conservation efforts, whether it's at a banquet level or even out in the woods, get in touch with Randy. He'd be the guy. I know he needs help. He's pretty much a one or two-man show with what they've got going on, and it'd really be good to see them really get established here. So if you're interested, all the information's right there. We're going to be taking a break right now, and we'll be back with our Outdoor Life segment as Sham shares with us about Beyond Control. Also, if you'd like to listen to a rebroadcast of this show, you can go to www.957thechoice.com and follow the Ustream links to God's Great Land of the Wild. We'll see you right after these messages.
The local community. WGNW 95.7 The Choice.
95.7 The Choice would like to thank Dry Pros for their generous support. Dry Pros has 27 years of experience in the cleaning, restoration, mold remediation, and waterproofing of homes and businesses just like yours. Whether it's a routine cleaning or restoration from flood damage or mold, the team at Dry Pros has the experience to get it done right the first time. Cleaning all types of floors, windows, fine area rugs, and upholstery, they cover it all. For more information, their number is 828-277-9511. That's 828-277-9511, or visit them on the web at www.drypros.com. That's www.drypros.com.
Programming at 95.7 The Choice is made possible with the generous support of business partners like Area 22 Guitars. Area 22 Guitars is Western North Carolina's only boutique guitar shop. Whether it's an American-made all-tube hand-wired amp like Matchless, Divided by 13, Carr, or Fargen, or a U.S.-built custom luthier electric guitar brand like Anderson, PWE, Zion, Rowan, or Gatto, Area 22 Guitars specializes in the unique needs of the discerning musician. They carry a full line of boutique effect pedals like Keeley, Exotic, Rockbox, Menatone, and Wampler. And their acoustic guitars include Breedlove, Larrivee, Eastman, Bedell, and Crafter. Area 22 Guitars, not your average guitar shop. For more information, go to area22guitars.com or call them at 828-884-2222. That's 828-884-2222.
.7 The Choice would like to express our thanks to our business supporters like Ichiban School of Self-Defense. Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts provides a safe, family-oriented environment for people of all ages and skill levels to be able to train and prosper, both mentally and physically. Whether your interests are physical fitness, self-defense, competition, or just a healthy outlet for stress release, Ichiban Mixed Martial Arts will provide the tools to reach your goal. Their programs provide a well-rounded, athletic approach to martial arts in a safe, fun, family environment. For more information, go to ichibanmma.com. That's ichibanmma.com, or call them at 828-423-0662. That's 828-423-0662.
All right, we're back, and Randy wanted me to make sure to tell you, let me pull up the website because I posted this on the website too. On the 23rd of this month, over in Fletcher at Heritage Outdoors, they're going to have the Jake's Day game trailer, which is, like he said, a shooting gallery on wheels, okay, from like 11 to 2 p.m. And again, I put his email address up there that you can contact him at to get more information on that, or Heritage Outdoors. You can look them up there in Fletcher, okay? If you're a single mom and want a place to end up taking your boys or girls that may be interested in the outdoors, if you're young at turkey hunting, it's a great place to go. It's a great place to just take your kids, young and old alike, because again, you'll be hanging out around turkey hunters, and we're not shy about showing people
How to use a turkey call.
absolutely, or how to hold a gun, or what the difference is between a hen poop and a gobbler
Right,
poop. You know, we
right.
talked about
Yep.
poo last week, or scat. whatever you want to call it. But right now, so I don't cut him short, Sam is going to talk with us about
Beyond control.
Beyond Control.
You know, really what I'm doing this week is I'm going to segue off of your outdoor segment from last week when you were talking about, you remember you were talking about that you and my brother were hunting one time and there was a fox came in and it scared off the turkey, or you scared the fox, whatever it was, something got scared and it messed up your hunt, right?
Right.
Well, I can't tell you how many times I've lost a good bird, and of course every bird that you lose is a good bird.
Absolutely.
You know, they get even bigger as the time goes on. But I can't begin to tell you how many times I've lost a good bird due to circumstances beyond my control. On many occasions, especially on public hunting lands, other hunters have heard the tom gobbling from the roost early in the morning when I was trying to call it in, and they made a move on my bird not knowing I was hunting it and it messed me up, especially with a gobble like that. Some of them messed me up by getting too close and scaring the bird, which we'd call bumping the bird off the roost. Others have messed me up when they actually shot and killed my bird that I was hunting. And even worse, there's the unusual hunter that comes in and sounds more like a hen than I do and causes my bird to leave me for something better. And that is especially upsetting to a hunter because we all think that we make the best turkey sound, right?
Absolutely.
Right, Brent? I know you think you're the best. And then there are the other times that my hunt has been ruined by a coyote or a fox that came in thinking that they were going to get an easy meal and they attacked my decoy. Have you ever had that happen? They come in and they attack a decoy thinking it's a real turkey, and then it just messes up your whole hunt, especially if you've got a gobbler coming in. Well, one thing is for sure, there are no guaranteed success rates when you're out in the field. Even what may seem to be a perfect setup can be ruined just as quickly as it came together. Well, in life, there aren't many certainties either. Sometimes we find ourselves involved in plans that just fall apart because someone changes their mind or they forget a promise that they made. When our plans involve other people, we will often be let down more times than not, or be disappointed because people let you down. I want to tell you about someone that will never let you down, and that person is Jesus Christ. Hebrews 13:8 and 9 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Do not be carried away by all kinds of strange teachings. It is good for our hearts to be strengthened by grace. You know, I am so thankful that God in His abundant grace reached down from heaven and saved me. I know you are too, Brent. I was lost, as the song says, and I was on the highway to hell. And somehow, right in the middle of that highway, He stuck a detour sign that got my attention. And that sign was Jesus Christ. And when I decided to follow His direction and not my own, at that point, I got on the right road. That doesn't mean that my life is easy now. It doesn't mean that I've now arrived and that I am sin-free. It doesn't mean that my struggles have gone away. But what it does mean is that I am forgiven. And because that I am forgiven, I am totally and completely accepted by God. Have you put your faith in Jesus Christ? If not, you ought to make that decision today. Maybe this is your detour sign. He loves you so much that He gave His life for you, and He's the only one who will never let you down. My name is Sam Bennett, and that is your outdoor segment for the day. May God bless you as you enjoy God's great land of the wild. As for me and for Brent, we'll see you next week on God's great land of the wild.
So, see y'all.